I was gorgeous. Beauty girls.
Y'all know
More?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I started to get really awkward because I don't know where I'm supposed to be, so okay.
Yay. Now you have something for your face.
And then I started
You
doing
start
weird things.
feeling like a movie star.
Yeah. And then I started doing weird things. I started holding their arms in pictures, and I just look back at photos. I'm like, what am I doing? I started just doing weird things.
That's okay, it's girl.
I just started a new one.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So, go ahead. Okay, tell us who you are.
Yes, I'm Dawn Starr from Broken Arrow. I've been married Kay 24 years. My favorite thing about Mary Kay is empowering women to live their dream life. And probably my favorite thing is owning 14 cars. I love driving a pink Cadillac, but I'm thankful for the very first Grand Am that I ever earned.
I have a question for you before we go on.
Yeah.
Top trip. Tell us something.
Oh my gosh.
Top trip
Maui.
director.
Oh my gosh, yes. I tell you what, it is a dream life to go on those top trips. And, when I plan a vacation like I'm paying for it, it's totally different. I mean, we've gone on some great family vacations to Destin or something that you're on a budget, like, okay, so let's spend, this much on the room. And Mary Kay was like, all expenses paid. My favorite thing from Maui was, I had envisioned the lobbies opened up and there's a pool and a fountain and a pool and a fountain in the ocean, and I had envisioned that. That had been my vision, like I could see it, like I was there. But I went snorkeling. I love to snorkel. I've snorkeled in Belize and Cozumel and all these different places, but I couldn't wait to snorkel in Maui, and I went by myself because I just wanted to just absorb everything, and I talked to people like, I want to go see sea turtles, and I wanted to snorkel with sea turtles, and so I was going, and I asked where to go, and I go way out, go around, and there's some coral over here, and you'll see the sea turtles if you go at this time. So I went, and I was just going out there, and it was such a long way, and I was like, Lord, I just want to see sea turtles, I just want to see sea turtles, I just want to see sea turtles. Please let me see sea turtles. I was just praying on my way out there. I went around the kind of the tip of where there was all this coral, and I got there. The sea turtles were like this big. I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't know there were such big sea turtles. They were just the most magnificent creatures. Oh my gosh, I was just so grateful. So 2 huge sea turtles that were feeding, and I stayed there like an hour. I'm like, thank you God, thank you God, thank you God, because I get to experience these things. It's pretty cool.
And what does this mean to your unit? What is it
No.
to achieve a goal like that?
It really is big. When you're a director, you can't do it yourself. You can't earn a car yourself, the Cadillac yourself, $500,000, $650,000. You cannot do it yourself. It's taking lots of people with you, but it takes a team rallying for that. And there's so much pride in it, because when I was a new director, actually a consultant, I wanted my director to be a $500,000 director and get a ring on stage, and I wanted her to be $650,000 to go on the trip. And it meant so much to me. The first year my director, Cheryl, did $500,000, I sold $40,000 that year retail, because I wanted to be a part of something bigger than myself. And when somebody else wins, it helps you realize you can too. It kind of breaks belief barriers for you, because if you're like, if she can do it, I know her, she's a normal person. And so it really helps. But it really is helping a lot of other people have successes too, and helping them gain confidence. That's what I'm so passionate about. But I totally want everybody to earn a car and a top director trip, and have Mary Kay just like give you so many rings you can't decide which ones to wear that day. I'm like, oh gosh, well I shouldn't wear 7 rings. That's too much. Maybe I should just get 3.
I would wear them all.
Rings on your fingers.
Toes, jacket. We're just gonna put them everywhere.
I'm going to the grocery store. Is this too many rings? You know what I mean? And like, it's pretty fun.
Thank you
Oh my
for sharing.
gosh, I'm excited for you going to Rome.
Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations. You're doing awesome. They're doing awesome,
Yes.
right?
Yeah. Thank you for sharing. Okay, Tom.
Again, my name is Shonda Sellers, and I'm in Broken Arrow. And I have to say thank you so much for inviting us. And Kerry, I have to tell you, when I was brand new into Mary Kay, I heard you talking to Go Give Retreat, and I was like, oh my God, I didn't know you could have this much fun in Mary Kay. And how to do what these people do, because I didn't know you could do business and have so much fun. Right? So I'm so thankful to be here in your space. So
I
thank
was
you so
in
much.
this in 2011. That was my first cookie retreat.
Yeah, it was so great. I was like, Brittany, I didn't even know what was going on. I was red jacket, I didn't even know what was happening, but I knew I wanted to be
But here
all
you
these
are.
people. Yes, praise God, right? And I did hair for 9 years before Mary Kay. And so it's so important to my story that I tell you that I developed an allergy to every single product I was using. So I had a full clientele. And the dermatologist said, you need to quit your job. And I'm like, well, that's not happening. And then I got back to work and I'm like, oh, that has to happen because my hands were literally falling off. Like I was in tears every single night and steroid cream my entire last year of my career. And so I say I retired very early. We don't say quit. It wasn't a beauty school dropout. I retired, right? And so that brings me to what I'm so thankful about Mary Kay. I love that absolutely everything you want, you can get your hands on in Mary Kay. I love that. And even in my hair career, I'd maxed out in income. I could only work so many hours, or I had to raise my prices, and I didn't want to do either one of those. And I was exhausted, mentally exhausted when I got home. And in Mary Kay, like, I have to go work out, or like, we have rules in my house. Like, I have to talk to my husband first before, like, I go Mary Kay on him, because I'm like up here all the time, right? And so I love that. I love that we can be in this business and the life doesn't get sucked out of you. And so many women, that's what they live with every day.
Yeah.
But when, so I knew how much money Dawn made, and I knew she drove a car. So I'm like, just tell me what to do. So I want to give everyone hope here. I barely made it to my first seminar, which was a 50th anniversary. My husband had just, Janet's laughing, she knows some of my stories. I shared a room with lots of people. I slept on an air mattress with my children's ABC sheets. I didn't even know what was happening. I bought a ticket from someone else, and I sat 3 rows from the stage at the 50th anniversary. And I was in tears the entire time I was there. And I'm like, I don't know what this is, but I belong here. And so I called Dawn. I'm like, I'm going to be a sales director on the way home. I'm like, I'm going to be a sales director, but I need you to teach me how to do a skincare class. I'm not joking. I've done one in 2 years. I was a red jacket by accident because I was excited, okay, about the company. And so, but just going back to unlimited income, right? Anything a woman wants, you can have. And it's so simple. Put this on, take this off. All you have to do is make her feel good. You can have whatever you want in this company. And I do drive a free car, the first level car. And I am pink at heart. I'm driving that. We're getting a Cadillac. So I know that's coming in my future. And the car, so fun. I didn't even know. I mean, I could not wrap my head around the car. So I'm just sharing my car story. So again, whatever you want, you can have in Mary Kay, right? So you don't believe it. You're going to have to make it happen. And so Dawn's like, Shonda, you know, you need to earn your car. I went in car qualification, fell out. I'm like, I just think it's crazy that they'll give you a car. Like, I just couldn't get my head around it. And she's like, well, like, I don't understand. Like, we're done. Like, I don't understand why you don't think you can get a car. I'm like, who just gives someone a car, right? Okay. So I'm like, okay, honey. Like, I totally believe directorship, right? Because my hands were falling off. So I had motivation to get into the suit. And then the car, I'm like, well, I've got to feel it, right? So we go to the dealership. And my husband's like, okay, he has the whole story. And I'm like, no, we're going to tell the man the truth. And so I said, you're not buying this car. And my husband's like glaring at me because like I interrupted him because I do that, right? And I'm like, I'm actually going to earn this car and I'm going to come back and pick it up for free, but I just really need to drive it. And he's like, well, this man is so confused. Like, he's just, well, okay. And you can tell he goes and gets the keys. I think he's really not unsure what he's thinking at this point. And so I'm in the car, and I'm, like, rubbing the dash. I'm like, thank you, Jesus. Like, I'm not, this is funny now. I was so serious. I was just rubbing it. I'm like, this car can be mine. I'm like, honey, you drive it. And so then I sat in the passenger seat. I'm like, oh, my God, I could totally do this. Like, this could be ours, right? And the guy is in the back seat of the car in the middle, and he's like, what do you do again? Like, what are you with, Mary Kay? And I'm like, oh, yeah. And he's like, well, maybe my daughter needs to quit selling jewelry, like, as I'm rubbing. So, right? I had to get in it, but I had to feel it. I had to see it. So whatever you have to do to obtain things in Mary Kay, it's there for you. You just have to figure out how to clear this and get whatever you want. Isn't that exciting? I think it's so exciting. So car party was so amazing. My joke is Dawn brought cookies up there. Like, who does that at a dealership, right? So I just want you to imagine something picking up your car. Everybody's in the offices, right? And all these people are like distraught. If you ever notice, no one's happy at a car dealership because they're signing away. Right? Okay. So everybody's like, you know, not very happy, and we roll in. There's like pink balloons everywhere, and I'm like, wow, like a beauty queen, you know, so excited. And then you sign your name twice, and they hand you the keys. Whatever, right? Sign you the keys, because this is something I couldn't believe, so I'm very passionate about sharing it. And then here comes Dawn. I see her coming up the steps, and she has like this plate of cookies and this stuff in her hand, and I'm like dying. I'm like, this is like the most beautiful thing to ever see. And so everyone's like, you're in a car, and I'm like, I love cookies. And it was and then Crystal's like pressing OnStar. She's like, OnStar, we just earned a car. I'm like, Crystal, you can't go OnStar. one of you can have it. So those are just some of my favorite things with the flexibility. I have 2 small children, and so being able to do whatever I can around them, it's pretty awesome. So I'm just super excited to be here. So fun. I've been in Mary Kay for, I say 4 years now. Actually, maybe working for 2.5. Never too late to get started, for sure.
We're gonna applaud everybody here in a minute. So thank you for sharing that. That's really good.
All right, well, I'm Crystal Rhodes, and I am out of the big town of Sperry, Oklahoma. And I've been a consultant for 12 years, a director for 1 almost. Just crazy, it's already been a year. So no matter where you are in your journey, it didn't take me 12 years to become a director. It took me about 6 months when I made the decision, so don't let that frighten you. But my favorite thing probably is I love the STAR consultant program. I have like 24 stars, I've lost count. I didn't know I was prize motivated until I was able to earn prizes. You know, your husband and your other job, they don't come and say, oh, well, you can earn a bag or jewelry for doing this. They don't do that. They just pile more stuff on you if you do a good job. So, and I'm really excited about earning our first car. So that is in the works. What else did I need to talk about?
You said your favorite thing.
My favorite thing? Okay. And I just love pouring into women. Even as a consultant, like I love being around people. I love making women feel good in the skin they're in and just pouring to them that they are enough, that they don't have to look like the celebrities that are like not even real. I mean, they're airbrushed. That's not even real. How can you have an expectation of something that's not even real? It's not. You're not going to obtain that. That's crazy to me. Like you're enough. You're beautiful. And so even as a director, it's just so much better because I can help women start businesses. And there's something about sharing the opportunity and women crying in front of you because they're searching for something. It's like, oh my gosh, I am making a difference. So that's probably my most favorite thing in my business right now.
Tell us your name again.
Oh, did I even say that? Oh, Kristen.
Crystal. I'll be your Facebook friend. Is it with a K or a C?
A C. And it's Rooks, R-O-O-K-S. Most people think it's Rocks, which is totally cool by me. It's Crystal Rocks. It is Rooks, unfortunately.
So we're gonna applaud, but then I'm gonna have you guys help me for just a second.
Okay.
So let's hear it for our hot directors. Hot. Okay, so you get a really fun one.
Okay.
Turn it around so they can see like the big print. Okay, now come back. And then that one. And this is your visual. I'm gonna have you help me. Okay. Ready?
My turn. Okay. Oh, Seminar 2016 priority registration is coming soon. Independent Salesforce members who achieve any of the following qualify for priority registration at a reduced cost of $195. So these are the ways you qualify. STAR consultant status, the quarter December 16th through March 15th, the quarter that we're in. On target quarter personal sales with at least 29,000 retail in sales at that point. On target for Queen's Quarter sharing with at least 18 qualified new team members. You can be an independent sales director. And priority registration opens to independent national sales directors the 25th of April. So Emerald, what do you guys, Sapphire?
Emerald.
Emerald, okay, you're Emerald.
Yeah.
Okay, Emerald, everybody in this room is Emerald?
Yeah.
Yes.
Everybody in this room is Emerald, so we can register April 25th. Put an alarm on your phone right now. You're gonna register on April 25th.
And you said one of the following, or you have to be all of them?
One of those. So if
Okay.
you're a STAR consultant, the current quarter, or on target for quarter sales, or on target quarter sharing, then you can have priority registration. I think you also get it if you go, if you're already, if you attend career conference, you get the reduced price. And you can, registration opens at that point on May 2nd.
What day were we registering?
April 25th.
And seminar's July 24th through the
27th.
Yeah.
What time is that open up on the 25th?
Like 8:30.
Yes, set that alarm, girl. Good.
It's a Monday, Kendra, so it's, our 8:30 time.
I was just smiling like this. Okay. The first 5 consultants to complete seminar savings plan register will earn a Fab 5 bracelet from me. By the way, career conference registration is open for all locations now. Seminar savings plan starts in January. Our seminar is July 24th through the 27th. Set aside $20 per week and seminar will be paid for or paid for by April. Feel free to give it to me, that's her, and I will register you the minute seminar registration opens. And this is a good thing to keep track of.
Yes, it is. Yeah. So we'll have that here in case anybody wants to put their money in it today. You can set it in the pile if you want to.
Smart.
Okay, Ms. Crystal.
Okay. $50 bonus from me in February when you increase.
This is not them. This is me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you guys may or may not want to promote that. But
Let's just see how this goes.
Reading it first.
So y'all like money? Extra money? Cash in your pocket. Okay. So $50 bonus from me in February when you increase your wholesale by 13% with a minimum of $1,000. So if you ordered 600 in January 2015, your goal would be 1,000. If you ordered 1,200 in January 2015, your goal would be $1,356. You can find your total from January 2015 on InTouch under Business Tools and at a glance. This is going on in January, February, and March. When you complete all 3 months, you get an additional $100 for a possible of $250 additional income for your family. Shut up.
Isn't that great?
Let's hear from these
okay. Thank you, girls. Thank you. I'm glad that you are all here. Don't you guys want us to do an event together in Stillwater? We can find a place that's big enough because we've outrun them all of them. But okay, so a couple things that I had to share with you. Career conference registration we talked about opened February 26th for Kansas City and then February 29th for Irving. So the first 10 consultants who register get a fabulous shopping bag. We've already had 10 register, so I've got the bag set aside. And your career conference prestige trip form is due. And I want to talk about this for just a second for these directors and these consultants, because you guys, we do kind of like the company's prestige trip. We do a prestige overnight the night before career conference, and we go and we get relaxed and we sit in the hot tub. And a lot of us have young kids, so you know how valuable that is. And we hang out at the pool and we go to dinner, and again, there's no children, and it's wonderful. And then we, as everyone else is screeching in for career conference, we walk over and get our stuff, and it's just so much fun. So the consultants qualify to attend, they qualify to earn dinner on me and their hotel room on me, and we found all the best places in Irving last year, so we've got it covered. But this form is due on the 5th of next month for the current month, and then that will be our last month. We did it 4 months in a row. And then on our weekly update, which I'm gonna pull this up real quick, but we have 2 Voxers that you may wanna listen to. One is, I think it was a Linda Tupin idea, but it was an idea for bridal showers. And then the other one, I love this, Working as a Leader in Mary Kay with Young Children at Home, from NSD Amy Gamboyan, part 1 of 3. I didn't get the other 2 parts, so enjoy the first one. And I want to show you where the weekly update is, and this is a resource for everybody. We have a lot of adoptees in here today, you guys, so, well, let me see if I can get it to come up. Yes. I thought that, is that Justin Timberlake? I thought it was. So this is the weekly update, and this is the prestige trip form you can print off. This is all the announcements we just read, the face race form. And we also have a little smear sheet right here if you want to take it to your appointments and let people smear the colors on them. It was created by, it's not super cute, but I couldn't find one online, so I just created one real quick. So that weekly update is updated every Thursday, and it's got that new info. At the very bottom is usually where we have the Voxer links, right here. So when we were having recognition a little bit ago, I had some prizes to give out, and I forgot to pull them out. So Tiffany, you don't know this, but you earned the Grand Day drawing, the prize drawing. And I'm assuming that maybe you're not doing a lot of caffeine right now, so I picked out something that I thought you could use at your appointments. And this is a little tray. So congratulations. Let's hear it for Tiffany.
Thank you.
Thank you. Congrats. So we also have a Grand Day drawing you can turn in on the website. I'll face that video so you can see me. On the website, when you come here to Everything All-Star, Voucher and Grand Days, this is where you can turn in your Grand Days. And then we put them into a drawing, and one consultant wins something fabulous. A lot of times it's a Starbucks gift card. But, so, any questions on that? Okay, we are going to carry on with our questions for Miss Carrie Busker.
Carry on, no pun intended.
Yes,
Oh, I
no
got
pun
something fun to
intended.
show you though. You know, all these little extra things that you get in Mary Kay. When you get your suit,
It comes in a beautiful bag that matches your suit, and they even send you a shoe bag.
So you can walk
So
around
that you
in
can walk around
flats.
in your flats, and they put on your good shoes in a bag that matches your suit. So
What else do you want to show us? You got a whole
this
bag of
bag
goodies there.
was filled with goodies on my bed at 7R one year. I have so many that they're, you know, some of them have been used once, but it's just wonderful to have the company treat you like, I don't know, like a queen. That's how we feel. They make us feel that way.
You are doing a promotion called Here Comes DIQ. I think
Yes.
Jenna has the flyer right there.
Yes.
And it's a series of conference calls that you're doing for consultants who want to take their business to a new level. The only requirement to be able to plug in is going to be Wednesday nights at 9. Is that correct?
Right, 16 weeks.
16 weeks long, guest speakers, some intensive training for those that are serious about taking it to the next level. Only requirement is to be a star by March 15th.
To get on the first call.
To get on the first call. So tell us some top secret news. I'm totally putting you on the spot here about what you have planned, because we love top secret news. Right?
Should I tell them probably our top one?
Yes,
One of the
MC.
speakers.
MC.
One of the
Two
speakers.
that they'd be pretty excited about.
Anybody ever watch Michelle Cunningham?
Oh,
Yes.
Because she said, I would be honored to speak to them. So we have some very top nationals, somebody in the top 3 nationals, maybe 2 in the top 3 nationals. And they're only talking to you. And they know what you're doing and why you're doing it. And so that's how they're gonna talk to you. And Jenna?
I was gonna add on, the only other thing besides STAR is director nominations first. So the only way we know who to talk to is if they nominate. So
Right.
if any adopted directors want people to be involved, just let me know and I'll put them on the list.
You nominate your persons that you feel like want it, or that they're capable of it if they don't see it themselves. And then I call them and invite them and tell them that they're nominated by their director. But you can ask to be nominated.
Correct.
If you really want it, you're really serious. None of the challenges or anything that we have are undoable, or even like,
A brand new consultant.
yeah, a director who has small children. Is it Shonda? Shonda. Yes, you can have a full-time job and kids, and you can, but it's more than just being a consultant. So we're challenging you, but we're not giving you limitations where you couldn't be sick for a week or something like that.
So consultants, if you haven't talked to me or your director about that and you want to participate, definitely let your director know so that we know to nominate you. Because I know that's a big undertaking for Kerry. She has 35-ish directors, each nominating an average of 3 or 5 people. So you can imagine what, yeah.
The most, even 11.
I nominated 11.
Yeah.
I was like, and so-and-so, and so-and-so. Oh, and her too, and her too.
I'm gonna be able to put them straight.
Right, and that's what, so she's gonna make these calls, so it's really important that we know if anybody didn't get a call or didn't get a nomination. You will be the #1 area at the Kansas City Career Conference.
Yes.
Tell us what that means.
Oh, it's just so exciting for my unit gets 13 seats up front, and my area gets to see that what they do matters. And the best way I can compare it is because when I was in a new national, I was on the National Advisory Board. I tried to think of stories you haven't heard. And so there were 10 of us that were on the marketing board, and the company was having their anniversary year. They have a big party every year, like a family reunion, but this was a special year, and I'm not sure what year it was for the building. And so they invited us to come, and we got to see the people that work for Mary Kay, 2,500 people, that every sale you make is helping somebody send their child to college. These are just people that work in the Mary Kay offices and the manufacturing plant in Dallas. And they had tigers in cages. A local car company gave away a free car to one of the employees. And the whole empty space around that building was full of children. Tom Watley was the president then, and he had twins or triplet grandsons, and he had a stroller, and he was out walking around with them. And it really hit me that it's not just the people in this room. It's not just when we have something. And I think when you go to career conference, and especially if your area is #1, you see everybody in that room, and you say, you know, our area is doing the most for this region of people who's coming. And yet, what could we do? How could we do more? And just a little side thing to that is afterwards, Tom rented a limo for us to go to the movie. So they sent us in a limo to the movie. But it is, you know, when you stay small, when you stay in your comfort zone, your reach for people is much smaller. What I've heard from all of you so far is that you want to help empower women, not to be powerful, but to be better than they thought they could be. Better wives, better mothers, better friends, better members of their community. It affects every area of your life when you get past yourself, when you get out of your own way. So, I'm very excited. I stay away from our career conferences a lot of times because I want my people to have other mentors. I want my people to hear other people and how they did it. And, you know, but there's always powerful people that are at different career conferences. I've been going to Florida and been with Cheryl Warfield and some of the people that I've gotten to sit with that were number one that I've admired all my career. And so to think that I decided this year, I didn't know, but I just decided I'm going to do Kansas this year because actually next January, if Mary Kay's company had made a decision 2 years ago, I would be saying goodbye. I would be on stage next January with my kids at my last seminar or leadership as a director. And this would be my last Cadillac. But because of that decision, then I can go up to 5 more years. So the only way that I wouldn't do it is if we would drop. And you know what? We don't drop. We go up. We're like elevator operators.
You
We
are
take people up.
expecting an Offspring National Area.
I am expecting.
Before you retire.
Yes,
Or
I
2
am.
or 3.
Yeah, especially a mother-daughter one would be amazing. And will be. That's how I see it. I see it that way.
Well, I have a favorite memory of Mary Kay that I wanted to share. When I was in high school, my freshman year, some of you know this, I was going on a mission trip, and I sent out letters because I needed to raise money. I've never done that before. I was terrible at selling Girl Scout cookies, and if we had to raise money for band or whatever, I just bought everything myself, or didn't sell anything. And so I had to raise this money to be able to go, and so I sent letters to our family, and I sent one to Mary Kay, and my mom was like, she's Mary Kay. I'm like, she always writes me back, because I'd written her since I was a little girl. She always wrote me back. She sent me a picture that was signed, I love you, Ashley, Mary Kay. So I kept a couple of those. Well, I wrote her a letter, didn't think anything of it, and I got a letter back, and it was right after she'd had her stroke. And there was a letter from Jennifer Cook, her secretary and her person that was with her all the time. And when you tour the Mary Kay building, I think Jennifer is in her office right now as a director, when you go for director training. Letter said, you know, Mary Kay is so proud, and she loves it when her the sales force, the children of her sales force do things to make a difference. And then there was a check filled out by Jennifer for $25 signed by Mary Kay, and it's just this little scrawl. And about 5 years later, I was like, did I cash that check? Because if I don't have it, I'm just gonna be heartbroken. Well, I went to, in this little suitcase right here, I used to keep like special keepsakes and letters and stuff, so I pulled it out and it had tons of stuff in it, and I found the letter and the check. I'd never cashed it. And yeah, so it's framed in my office. Well, then, just recently I heard a story that Jennifer Cook had with Mary Kay, and this just kind of shows what kind of loyalty is within the company. And I hope I have this story right, but I think that there was a specific day that her daughter was in high school and she was really fretting over college because she wanted to go to this school and the money just wasn't there. And Mary Kay said, you know, you don't worry about it, go home. And when she came back the next day, Mary Kay had covered her daughter's college. Is that a correct story? And Jennifer is still there. You know,
I just talked to her this week.
She's still there, and Mary Kay's been gone since 2001, and so, you know, she probably feels like it's her family. It's the place that she'll.
And Mary Kay led her to Christ too.
That is.
And she is a wonderful example of that. She really is.
So, what's your favorite Mary Kay memory? Favorite memory of Mary Kay the woman?
You know, I'm so fortunate that what you said you were a consultant for 12 years and director 1, and I was a consultant for 8 years. And so it felt like forever, but I was really blessed because when I came into Mary Kay at 19, the company had just started in 1963, and I came in 1972. So we had a little bitty building, and Mary Kay wasn't known by people. It was Mary Who, and so I had the privilege of being with her because I was a recruiter. Now, I recruited 49 people who never placed an order or did a party. But I had a team, and back then, you know, you didn't have to have them qualified or active. But I took them with me everywhere. I took my recruits with me everywhere. They liked to go with me, but they just never did open their business. And then the next 10 did. The next 10 did. And I can trace my national area back to the first 5 after all those people quit. And so the 5 that I really, you know, knew the business and wasn't just so excited that I thought it would change your life just to sign your name on something. That's not what it takes. And so I guess I would have to say when our director had a party, a little banquet every year at Seminar. And it was, you know, she just rented a room in our hotel. And there was usually about 15 to 20 people there because that's about how many people go, except Ashley. How many did you have go last year?
Seminar?
About 17, 20?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Charlene didn't have as many as you, but she was in the top 10. And she told us, tonight we're going to have a special guest for dinner with us. And I looked at my friend and I said, oh, it's an Australian, because they had just opened Australia. And I thought, oh my gosh, I could meet an Australian. And so we were waiting, and then in walked Mary Kay. And we were all stunned because we were going to get to spend the whole evening with her. 20 people and our director, not a national, a director. And Mary Kay told us that night that when everybody had their banquets every year, she always went home because she never had been invited to anybody's banquet. Well, of course, you know, after this happened and we told everybody, then she never had another free night again. But it was so funny because she did things that real people do, like she would pull her bra strap up. Some of you do that, some of us do that, you know. And she told us about when she ate at lunch, she had a fur collar, and she said, oh, these are wonderful, they hide soup stains. You know, she had gone to lunch and had a little soup stain on her suit. And I was taking a picture of her, and I had the camera upside down and facing me. And I was embarrassed, but she said, oh, honey, don't ever worry about not being able to use those mechanical things, because those are the people that go all the way to the top. Well, of course, we know that social media now, even your kindergartner can do, you know. So I don't think that applies anymore. But that she said that to me. That was what was important. And also the day that when I was in New National, and she said, you know, one of these days we're going to pass the torch to you. And I hope that there's not even a drop in the stock market or anything the day that I move on to, you know, my life in heaven, because I'll have the national sales directors. And I want all of you to know that no matter where you are in your business right now, there's only 6 people in the inner circle right now because they've retired. And in 5 years, there'll only be just a few nationals.